What up, good people? It's me, Johnny, back at it again with another video. And even if you aren't a video game fan or even played these games, you have probably heard of Mortal Kombat. Well, after the success of the first movie that came out back in April of 2021, we are getting a part two of that movie. And today, what I want to do is actually give a character breakdown for the rumored, two villains that are said to make their way into the movie. But before I dive into that, if you are enjoying the content you're getting from me, please like the video, subscribe to the page, and hit that notification bell so that way anytime a new video comes out, you will be alerted. Also, if you want additional content from me that ranges over a wide range of topics, check out my podcast that can be found anywhere that podcasts are being played by searching for the same name as the YouTube page. But without further ado, let me dive back into this. So, according to the leaks, which could be wrong since, studios can change things. However, the two villains that are said to appear in the movie or show Kahn and a character I hated the most when he first was introduced. I couldn't stand this dude, and that's in Quan Chi. That said, let me begin with that skull throwing, soul stealing psychopath in Quan Chi. Many might believe that he made his first debut appearance in Mortal Kombat 4. It came out in 1997. Since that game was really popular when it came out, I don't remember if he was on the cover, but I do remember he came out, as a playable character then. And, even though that was the first time we saw him in a playable video game role, his actually first real appearance was in an animated series called Mortal Kombat Defenders of the Realm that actually came out in September of 1996. This series, of course, was pretty short lived, only had one season, and it ended at the end of that same year. But in this show, we actually, learned that Quan Chi is an extremely skilled, dare I say, the most powerful sorcerer who is from the Nether Realm. In more recent years, if you played some of the, more recent Mortal Kombat games, his lore has actually changed to have him actually come from Outworld instead of Nether Realm. But in any case, he can actually use all sorts of, dark magic and necromancy. His ambitions really are simple to really just become the most powerful being to take over and rule all realms. His story from there got expanded upon in Mortal Kombat Mythology Sub-Zero. That actually came out, I believe that was in October of 1997, where we learned that it wasn't Sub-Zero who actually killed Scorpion's family, but it was Quan Chi who basically set the whole thing up and made Scorpion believe this lie. Now, in case anyone listening, doesn't actually know about that Scorpion Sub-Zero beef and why Quan Chi doing this is so messed up and actually played a pivotal role to the story, I want to give a little quick background into that. Not to deviate too far, but Hanzo, better known as Scorpion, from the Sharia Ryu clan, became a ninja assassin. Shout out to the 2009 movie, by the way. But despite this, despite his father not wanting him to live the same life that he had, since he was a assassin himself, ended up losing his entire clan by extermination by what was actually believed to be at the hands of Baihan, also known as Sub-Zero, a rival from the Lan Ki clan. And my apologies if I'm butchering any of these clan names. But with that said, this led to a feud that ended up with Scorpion killing Sub-Zero during the first Mortal Kombat tournament. After Sub-Zero's, death, he was actually revived by Quan Chi as another fan favorite, character that was actually an unlockable in Mortal Kombat 2 in Nobut Simbot. This, along with a few other things, led to Scorpion finding out that he had actually killed the wrong man. It was Quan Chi who manipulated this whole situation and was a person who killed his whole clan that included Scorpion's wife and son. That said, even though Quan Chi played a major role in a lot of obviously this story and a lot of the lore in Mortal Kombat, Quan Chi, has always been a kind of a secondary villain, sometimes even teaming up with Shang Tsung and serving under the elder god Shinnok. As formidable, as Quan Chi is, though, If the movie follows how the Mortal Kombat games and lore has it, then he won't actually be the main villain or shouldn't be the main villain of the movie, since the other rumored villain, who is Shao Kahn, aka General Kahn, is in the movie. I bet you he's most likely going to be the main villain. Now, Shao Kahn, he was first actually introduced, to talk about him now, in April of 1993 in Mortal Kombat 2 as the main villain that you had to fight at the end of either the story mode or even if you played in arcade mode. He took over as the ruler of Outworld after the Dragon King Onaga's death. Shao Kahn likes to channel his inner Kang the Conqueror by not only wanting to conquer Earthrealm, but any other realm. He's really good at bringing a brilliant, technical mind, and his ruthless nature really helped him take over Outworld. In Mortal Kombat lore, he is believed to be, a god due to him being known as the protector of Outworld, kind of like a counterpart to one of my favorite Mortal Kombat characters in Raiden. Anybody who played Raiden already know back for it. I know what I'm talking about. But Raiden was the protector of Earthrealm, much like Shao Kahn was the protector of Outworld. Shao Kahn, his strength is on par, if not greater, some would say in respect, than even Raiden, and his skills with the dark arts is even greater than Shang Tsung, which is pretty impressive considering Shang Tsung, along up there with Quan Chi, are pretty powerful sorcerers. In spite of all of Shao Kahn's ruthlessness, he was able to actually find love, ladies and gentlemen. He was in a wife named Sindel, and he even has a daughter in Katana who has been a mainstay in the series since about Mortal Kombat 2. Okay, real talk. Sindel is only his wife, and Katana is his only quote unquote daughter, due to him actually giving them an option to be those things or die, living up to that aforementioned ruthless, brutal nature. And we know, they obviously chose the latter. Shao Kahn had a hand in one way or the other in a lot of characters we, actually got throughout the Mortal Kombat series, like Melina, who is a genetic clone of, Katana, basically is another one of Shao Kahn's daughters that he created because he saw Katana as this weak person. Shang Tsung, who served under him as well as his kind of right hand man. Of course, he played a huge role in Liu Kang's character and Kung Lao, etc. Now, in recent years, during the Mortal Kombat reboot of sorts in Mortal Kombat 1, his lore has actually changed a bit, with Shao Kahn now being referred to as General Shao. And in this lore, he's actually a renowned soldier in the Outworld Army. Now, his backstory in this particular lore, in this timeline, if you will, is expanded upon and showing him as this physically weak child at birth, right? And then, growing to be this physically imposing conqueror warrior hell bent on the conquest and war. In this timeline, also, instead of being the husband to Sindel, he now actually serves under her since she is the outright ruler of the outworld. And her name in this particular storyline is Empress Sindel. Pretty wild stuff that they completely changed that lore. But maybe it's like the multiverse where just anything can happen. Nevertheless, though, since he has always been the main villain of the games and the lore, I kind of just see him being the main villain of the new Mortal Kombat 2. That said, pretty short video because that's the breakdown for these rumored villains. But let me know what Mortal Kombat villain you would actually like to see introduced in the movie, if not for these two. But until the next one, I hope you all have a good day. I'll talk to you all later. Take care.